Hey, what's up YouTube? Bearded Techie here, coming at you with a review. Now, this is a review of the Sony a7C full-frame compact mirrorless camera, but from a YouTuber's perspective. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Bearded Techie here. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to smack that subscribe button for more videos like this one. And if you like the video, go ahead and smack that thumbs up button. And if you hated this video, if you think this video was hot, stinky garbage, go ahead and smack that thumbs down button and tell me how you really feel in the comments below. Go on, let me have it. So, today we're going to be reviewing this bad boy, the Sony a7C. Now, I don't have it in front of me because that's what I'm filming with right now. I actually sold my a7R II to buy this camera, and I am pleased as punch. I really like this camera. Now, this isn't going to be a total hardcore, definitive collector's edition review, but it is going to be just a review that breaks down some of the cool features of the camera, some things that I found were quirky and kind of problematic, and what the stabilization's like, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm a solo creator. I need autofocus to work. I didn't have a flip out screen or a external monitor on that camera, so I never knew when I was in focus. I was just praying and hoping, and there's been a few times where I lost a lot of footage because I just wasn't in focus and I couldn't tell. Because I was sitting in front of the camera, I didn't have anybody back there to watch the monitor for me or watch the LCD for me and tell me, oh wait, hold it up, let me get you in focus. So that was a problem. But I'm glad, this camera, it's got flip out screen. This camera's got touch to focus, touch tracking. It's got IAF, live IAF in video. Now A7R II does IAF with specific lenses and only in photo mode, not in video mode. So huge step up here. Another feature I really like is the stabilization in this camera. This camera does have in-body image stabilization. It's not the best. I would say it's on par, maybe slightly better than the a7R II. Not a huge difference, honestly. But what this camera does have in regards to stabilization that most of the Sony a7s don't. So the a7C and the a7S III both record gyroscopic data while they're in record mode. Now, for this to work, you can't have in-body image stabilization on. So you turn in-body image stabilization off, you record your footage, and then you get it onto your computer, and then you run it through Sony's proprietary software called Catalyst Browse. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on how to use that software as of yet, so I'm going to go ahead and compare footage from the camera with in-body image stabilization off, as with Catalyst Browse also off, then in-body image stabilization, and then Catalyst Browse stabilization. something else I really liked about this camera was the touch to track, so track focusing. And it works really well as long as the scene is well lit and the object you're tracking stands out from the scene. And you can see here that it tracks the head on the slider really well. For the tracking to work properly, you really have to have your subject that you're tracking, that you want to track, stand out from the background. It can't really be blending in, otherwise it's not going to work well at all. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was the touch to focus. Now this is something that I really like. It's really convenient because with the Sony a7R II, to move the focus point around, you had to go into the little focus submenu, and then you had to move the focus point around with the little D-pad, the directional pad, and then you had to select it, and then you had to go back out. Really cumbersome, really time consuming. And with touch to focus, it's just so quick, so snappy, you can choose exactly what you want. And this camera has practically edge-to-edge autofocus. So from the one side of the frame all the way to the other, from top to bottom, you can focus on anything in the frame, excluding maybe the very edge, I think. But that's fantastic. And you can see here, it's just so snappy. And it may not show up well recording on my cell phone, but you can see here, I can just tap and it'll focus, and at 3 different lengths, and it's great. I really love that feature. Now, a quick quirk I wanted to talk about was the fact that if you're using a cable that didn't come from Sony to charge it, right, while you're recording or while you're trying to use the camera. So you can enable power over USB to power the camera while you're in a recording. But if you're using a different USB-C cable, you can see here that this is a cable that I got with my Deity mic, and it must have a different pinout or something, because when I plug it from the camera into just this power brick here, I get this connected to PC or USB MTP load screen here, and you can't do anything with that. So I found a couple cords that are non-Sony that do this, and a couple cords that are non-Sony that don't do this. So it's got to be something specific to the pinout of those cords that's causing this, but that's just something to take into account if you plan on using that feature, the power over USB feature, while you're recording, to test it before you get to wherever you're wanting to use this at, because there's a chance that you could run into that problem. And while it's into that MTP screen, that mass transfer protocol, you're not going to be able to use the camera, and you might not be able to get around that obstacle. One more thing that I was concerned about, that I saw other people concerning about on YouTube, was the lack of custom buttons. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, because I also knew that I wanted to make adjustments for the fact that this camera does not have a front dial. It only has a rear dial, which I've always used for shutter speed. I use the front dial for aperture. And I've gotten around that by changing the wheel function to adjust shutter speed, and then I change the dial to adjust aperture. And the wheel can still adjust the ISO as long as you hit the right direction on the wheel first and then spin it. And then I change the trash button, which is considered a custom button, to switch the EVF to manual select. And those are the only things I was really concerned about, and I found 2 ways to get around it really easily and really effectively. So I'm not disappointed with the fact that it's lacking custom buttons, because I was able to do exactly what I needed to do despite the lack of custom buttons. So I have no complaints in that regard whatsoever. So I haven't explored the potential of this camera in regards to photography. Now, I know this is a great camera for photography. I've seen a lot of other reviewers cover this, but I myself haven't gotten out there to take pictures with it yet. I've got this primarily for video for this channel, for my technical tutorials and product reviews and other stuff, but I also have a photography Instagram, but unfortunately I've neglected it for about a year. But now that I've got this camera, I've got some renewed inspiration, and I'm excited to get out there and just take some photos. I'm going to be going out very soon. I'll be doing a little bit of vlogging with this camera, talking about the different features, talking about how well it's working, and hopefully we can get some shots in and get them up to my Instagram, get them over to my Twitter, and you guys can look at those, and we'll also look at them here on the YouTube channel. Okay guys, I think that's it for now. I just wanted to give you a few things that I liked about the camera, something I thought was weird about the camera, some things I was worried about the camera. But as you can see, I'm really happy with it. It pairs really, really well with the Tamron 28-75. I can't recommend this camera enough. If you're gonna go out and buy this thing new, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic piece of kit. Seriously, guys, it's a great camera. I mean, I know there's a million billion people, other people saying the same thing, so you gotta take that into account. It's a good freaking camera, okay? For the money, it's wonderful. I would get it over the A7 III every single time. But okay, guys, like I said in the beginning, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and smack that subscribe button. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you hated this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down and tell me how you really feel in the comments below. Okay, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one.